Today, yeah, my angle's a little funky. Trust me, I know it is. Gonna go. Now today, you're gonna be looking at another model kit that's not Gundam, but still a model kit. Yeah, it's gonna be a little funky and be a little weird. I do have two more of these kits, other Mark twos. That I will explain in a bit. Now, we have This is the English name of. I'm not gonna try to say the Japanese name. Like it because like there's no point in you trying to say it without messing it up. So it is called Warriors on the Borderline. These kids came out 2022 or 2023. Around that timing, they are not doing so well. They don't even sell the best, even in Japan. However, I bought this a Hobby Lobby for 37 bucks. My nephew also got one too. He loves his. I don't blame him. These are really fantastic because they are so different of a style compared to like Gundams. Compared to how they look decent. When you put the work into it of getting the work for them done, they look a lot more better and a lot more livelier. If that makes sense. This is the Kenbo San. This is the Mark II variant. The Mark I variant I don't have because this one is number 10. However, the Mark I is the number one first one that came out, the first release. I'm probably gonna pick it up and it's like 20 bucks, 25 bucks, depends where we're looking. Comparing, there's slight differences, but the main difference is the horns and some of the accessories too. So it depends on which one are you looking at. Now, in terms of it, Bandai wanted to do a whole nother type of mecha animes. That's what it is. From what I know, they want to try a different type of mecha animes, and it kind of succeeded. The tone of the show, it's a little too funky, where it just doesn't work the best, and it's everywhere and not in the place you think it would be. Because some episodes are dark, some episodes are lighthearted, and it's all mixed. I mean, it's how it is. I'm gonna be honest here. I haven't watched the show, but it seemed to get 2 seasons, and they have explained nothing to no one who has watched it. Even people who watch the show, they don't even know what the hell is going on with it. It does depend. See, not a robot. And I will say it's a pretty damn decent build. We just gotta see how it looks compared to. And this scale is not even like 1/100. It's not 1/144. These are the scale of 1/72. And the bigger version are the full metal builds of them. They are like 1/148 of a scale. These things are the oddest specific numbers to figure out what you are looking at of a scale, because they don't fit correctly with Gundams in the slide. They don't even fit with Gundams at that point, but they still make it work somehow, comparing different. Society had gone on a tangent about that because it's so interesting to look at, and it did flop of the series. But I will say, for model kits, they're uniquely different at the concept of seeing of like how would you make a mecha robot look different comparing to look the same. Let's take a closer look at details and etc. So, yeah. Now let's talk about the Kendobu Sen. Or Saiyan. I just got the Kendobu, makes it easier. So with this figure is the Mark II variant. I don't have the Mark 1. So the accessories for the Mark II is the sword, the big buzzer sword, a rifle, which makes sense, and it goes in a place that I think it makes sense. Let me just pull out the hand. So you do get a good around, and comparing it to Gundam, it makes sense because these are not like 1/100 scale or say 1/144 scale. Here's the the Barutos. This is right here a 1/144 scale. Here is the Ak guy. He is also 1/144 scale. So these are a bit of a different scale comparing. And you can see that the limbs are a lot more different because it doesn't have elbow joints. It makes sense. And same thing with the hands. And they go far back. And it does have a cannon too. You can take it off. There you go. It does a pretty much just a clip on with a peg. Other than that. And when you do pan line it and work on it, it looks really decent. Get the silver on there, get the black, and the eyes. The eyes are actually transparent. So that makes sense entirely. The articulation's a little funky, like I said, with the arms. They go up that high, can go that far back, actually. But it is a full rotation. But these do fold out. The legs are the same way. If you just, So it does have a good range. And it could do a full split. And the skirt does move out of the way. Which makes sense because you do really need a lot of space just for how much you really get with this thing. The feet are on not a swivel. Well, I mean, they kind of are. The feet is, but the main, actual foot thing, no. They're not a ball joint, as you would think it would be. Because a lot of, hikers have uses, those like that. And the feet are way more funky. So you do get open hand palms, hand that are closed, really meant for the sword. And then you have a rifle. And it's stuck onto a hand that is normally white. I will say do paint it the original color. That means I need to do that for the hands, make them white. And these weapons right here, these go fantastic. Because I know you can use these also on these ones as well. These really do fit on them. However, their hand placements, it's a little too funky to the point. It is not possible, I don't think it is. And there is weapon packs, too, you can buy. And they do give you a lot of repeats, so that means you might find one of these already that with a kit, but then you might buy a second, but you might buy a weapons kit that has the same weapon already. And some of the magazines do come out. This one doesn't. There's also SMGs, SMG shotguns, launchers, and a whole lot of them. But I really want to give you two hands, two trigger finger hands, one for each hand. Because sometimes I like to have my kit holding a one hand like this. And the articulation goes a lot more funkier. But it does have a lot of rotation at the waist here. It's just a ball joint that connects it all. But if you take that off, you can see how it works. It's really amazing looking. So the Kinaboo is so freaking cool. And I would say with these parts, do be cautious when you do them because as soon as you get them in there, they won't be easy to come out. Should I recommend these kits? Because I did pan line it too. These parts I did pan line, but I'm gonna be real here. I think I need to do a little more work on it to make sure because there is a one size 48 scale, which is basically a masquerade variant, but bigger. And that thing has a lot of the things on here are colored. So basically, it's not really completely painted all the way. However, you do need to find a bigger variant to know what you're doing, which is surprising for once. And I will say, it looks really good. And this is the backpack that comes with it, so you can't take it off. You don't need to keep it on. But these arm things do stretch any way you want. So that means you could really do a lot more. So that means you can make it look like the sword or weapon is being pulled. These are older kids too. And I'm gonna buy a lot of them up because technically these things are getting a little more hard to get. This I did get at Hobby Lobby a while back ago, but I didn't have a lot of time to review it. And I'm catching up to a lot of things I am reviewing. Now I get to my final thoughts. Should you get this kit if you buy some of these kits? Yeah, since these are so clearly different of a franchise, that kind of shot us in the foot because of Bandai being a stupid company. But other than that, I will say these are fantastic kits, and if you really get your hand on these, go buy them. Even though they're going to be depending where you look, because I did buy two of them at like a comic book shop. So it depends where you look. And I'll be honest here, it's not bad. They're not bad looking. They're just strange looking because as soon as you get like down to it, they're funky. They're funky looking. But they're not bad looking when you get into it and when you work into it, because like the build is a whole different ball game. Because the joints being all different and like the plastic footing a little more snappier. If that makes any sense. And I think when you work on these, there's a lot of detail within these and on them you can look at. And I would say give it a try because these are totally different of a kit that I do really want to get into. And a lot of them are different because there's a ghost. This is Mark 1 and Mark 2. That's a totally different type. And it is freaking awesome because that thing has a totally different way that it builds. Some of the other ones build the same way as this one because some of them are emulating the same body type. Emos. Some of them are different. So don't get me wrong, some of them are different, none of them are the same. Okay? But it depends on how you want to look at it, and it depends on how much you want to spend on these. And I will say, if you do want to look, it's like over 30 kits. I'm not joking. The over 30 kits are just for the high grade variants. Good luck with that one, and I mean, that's in total of 30 kits. That includes weapon kits, the trucks, the other vehicles, which they're like 2 trucks. I'm gonna tell you that part. There's two trucks, but the first truck comes with the blade you can connect on here instead. So I'm gonna tell you that part ahead of time, and I'm not really gonna tell anything more about that part. So, what do you think? Will you buy these kits or get into them or try something new? Like, I know for me, I'm excited for these. And working on like 2 more different types of them, dude, it's so cool. It's so freaking cool. So, I hope you have a good day, y'all. Peace out.